Okay, I'm coming in hot.
We don't have a lot of time because it's about to storm.
Yeah, it's right now about to storm, but this is just the place and the time that we've got to film this video. I have been so excited about filming this video, and I was thinking, and how am I going to do this? And there's so many things I want to say, and there's so many things I want to mention. I've been planning this for like 3 weeks, really more than that. And finally, I was like, we should just sit down and do this. It can't be perfect. I had this whole, I guess, idea in mind of we're going to just talk through so many, videos and go down memory lane, and we can only do what we can only do. So we have made over 1,000 videos. I wish I had the exact number. I did at one point. We'll put it on the screen right now. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But we've made over 1,000 videos, and a small portion of those is from before 2020. Super brief, very quick backstory. Our cousin started the channel, if you've not heard this, about, 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago, and we just put music on the channel. That was way before we even had kind of an interest in YouTube. And then in December or so of 2020, that's when we started posting a little bit more, and then especially in the spring of that next year, we were like, we really kind of want to pursue this. And so since then, we have made totally over 1,000 videos. But probably 800 or 900.
Yeah, every bit of 900 of those is probably.
I'm like, how have we made that many videos in a couple years? So the biggest thing we want to say is thank you guys.
Thank you. Yeah,
I said that weird, but we're not editing this. Thank you guys. It's amazing, and now we're inching ever closer to 100,000 subscribers. We're at 92,000 something. I mean, oh my gosh! So the biggest gist of this video is just to thank y'all, the supporters, all the people who are commenting and watching and emailing and sending things and supporting us.
Thank you for your love and your prayers and your interest in what we're doing here. Without you, the 1,000 videos would have never been possible, but even if they would never been any fun.
I know.
We would have never had the enjoyment that we've had out of it.
The whole point is just the community. And I mean, we've met people and friendships and just amazing things that God has brought out of this channel so quickly. And I will try to be as quick as I can because I'm so excited, but I know we're fighting the weather.
I know.
I've got my notes on my phone. We wanted to just quickly talk through some of our most favorite videos and some maybe that were not.
Give you our overall opinion on 1,000 videos.
On what we think about that. Okay, I'm gonna go first because I'm just like,
okay, go for it.
It might be all the cookies that I ate before.
That's okay.
I'm so excited.
I didn't have any cookies, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Hands down, I think my favorite video out of all of them, and this may surprise y'all, is the May in the Mountains video that I did. Austin gave me that idea. It was this time last year, and it was just such a creative video and so much scenery, and it was beautiful, and it just felt like this gorgeous creative collage of springtime, and that was probably my favorite video. And then Jim casted our friend Jim at the end and Granny at the end, asking them what spring means to them, or May means to them. That was so special for me, that whole project and getting to envision it. And then also that was when we went to Hazel Creek over on Fontana, and we're going to leave all the links in the description below for these videos that we're referencing. That's one of my other favorite videos. I was, about a month and a little bit of change out from having Woodrow, and I was, big pregnant, hopping all over the woods. I had some serious contractions that day, and Mom was like, if you have this baby in the woods, Austin's gonna kill me.
Please get home.
Please just get home. And at that point, I was still a month and some change out. That was one of my favorite videos. Just the landscape and the beauty, and knowing that people lived there and their stories, and the place that just has so much history. I got engaged on the beach. How special was that? We have that on video. Wow. Getting engaged at Myrtle Beach. That was special. And there's other beach videos that we filmed, that I filmed with Austin, and those are just fun because it's a whole different area. So I don't know, that sparks your creativity in a different way, especially the beautiful landscape of the ocean.
Yeah, the beach, just the whole life and culture around the beach is very different than this. So.
And it's so interesting because this is our main filming environment, of course. One of my favorite moments ever was the snake in the pond. When we went up to the pond, it was like one of the most hot days. We had a record heat that day, and in the middle of the day, we're like, let's just go walk to the pond.
Lord, I remember that. I was
so hot, and then we're like looking in the pond, and we're like, what is that? It was a snake, and like from its midsection up, it was just like waving in the pond,
standing up, yeah, and
then it jumped, and I screamed like a little girl. But that was one of my favorite moments. Music. When we pulled over on the side of the road, we were playing one night at Hinton Center, and we pulled over on the side of the road, and I was like, let's film a video real quick. Except, oh my gosh, except I didn't have a phone tripod. So we set the phone in the, like, hood of the car and played it. And it was this weird angle, and we caught the sunset. But that was so special because it, like, captured this moment of me and Katie playing gigs. So that was one of my favorites. Grandpa Tell Me About the Good Old Days. We worked so hard on that song. So that ended up being one of my favorites. Blooper videos. So many blooper videos. I know, I gotta hurry. So fun. Family fishing trips, hands down some of my most favorite videos. Family supper nights after we had the babies. Life in the Holler, that was a video that did pretty good, and it's those creative videos that just sum up our life and sum up how beautiful this area is. Tomato sandwich, the one I did, the devotional I did, tomato sandwich and a life-changing decision. I just felt like I was actually wearing these shorts when I did that video. I just felt like I hit so straight on, like exactly what I was trying to say, and that was after Woody was born. Yeah. I felt really precise. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I have to stop now. Oh yeah, my least favorite. Okay, three that I can think of. I did one called "Don't Throw These Away." Ended up being a really big video for us, like over 100,000 views. I did not like it. My hair look, I didn't feel good about myself in that video. I did not like it. I didn't think it was a good idea, and it ended up doing good. When I decorated the Christmas tree in my yard, you don't even know how cold it was and how windy it was, and my hands were numb. That ended up just not being one of my favorites. And then we had a Q&A that we did, and I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like I did not look that great. I just felt like I was in a weird mood. I don't know. I'm done. I can't believe I did it that fast. But there's so many, y'all. There's so many things we could say about videos, and so many behind the scenes things. And we had to refilm this 3 times, or this happened and that happened. And
I know.
I'm sorry. I know I just went so hard, but it's
okay.
It's so fun. This is like celebrating what we do.
The time limit of the weather.
I'm done.
Well, I do have favorite videos, and I also have videos that maybe were, maybe I didn't want to film those. I feel like Corey shared so many good things about that, and so I want to share something slightly different. So before I share whatever I'm going to share, maybe I will say one video that I really enjoyed filming. It was this past year at Christmas when we went and picked out a Christmas tree, and I loved doing it because Ira was so small, and he was so excited about the Christmas trees. And I remember this, I'm going to cry talking about it. I remember this sweet moment of him just like, and I have a picture of him like looking at this Christmas tree and the Christmas lights like glowing in his eyes. Before I had Ira, of course, I was worried, I was nervous. And I just had this image of, before I know it, that's what I told myself of the morning I went in to have him. And before that, the anticipation, and I was like, before I know it, it'll be Christmas and he'll be here and we'll be together and we'll be looking at the Christmas tree. And I just had this feeling and this image of like me and him in front of a Christmas tree, and the lights were glowing, and it was just we were in Lowe's and it wasn't even Christmas yet. And, hello, consumerism, like, wow, that's what you're going to find the love and warmth in. But the way he looked at the Christmas tree, and it just, that was the first one he had seen lit up because we hadn't.
And that memory's attached to that video because that's what we were filming.
So that's one of my favorites. Another one I really enjoyed doing was, I think I called it A Day in Fall or something like that, but it was a recent one. And it was like a 12-minute ASMR thing, and Binks was in it because I love Binks. And that video to me really captured like how I feel about fall, what it smells like, what it feels like in the air, just the whole vibe, if you will, around fall. And it seems like when I think about videos I want to share, my favorite videos, of course, it's easy to think very recent and not exactly backwards, because what I just did last year, what I did 4 days ago is easier to recall. But I think the entire kind of evolution and growth of our channel, it's funny, I've talked about this before. I like to march forward because I like the me now better. So I'm like, I don't want to talk about my favorite videos from years ago because then people might go watch them and see the me then, and I don't like her.
I understand that because I used to say, hey guys, all the time in my video, and I watch that back now and I'm just like, I hate that. It just irritated me. Hey guys, that just annoys me so badly. And but there's always stuff when I watch back editing. There's always stuff that I'm like, that's so irritating. I wish I would have said this.
But the whole idea of 1,000 videos, and you would say in one way every one of them there was something special about all of them, and not just because hey, this is our living. And of course, I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good to film what I think is gonna be a successful video, post it, and then get big interaction and big views. Of course, it's like good doggy, like it's great, right? But just the experience that I get to do that, and it's almost like every part of my life and every experience that I have, it's all recorded, and it's like all a live log and memory of my life,
Which is
of
awesome.
where I was and what I was doing in my life and how I felt. And of course, those personal things I know. When I look back at the videos, you don't know those things because those things are in my mind. But what does that say about a living legacy for my children
Yeah.
if, the internet is still here and everything humdrums on how it is? What does it say for family members, for anybody else who wants to look backwards? There's so many times I wished, I'm like, why didn't we video Pap? We
know.
did some, but what is that, those
Yeah, it's
1,000 videos?
capturing-
Yeah, and more. What does that say about this living legacy that we're leaving behind? And every video we do, I feel like I take it more serious and I want to do a better job.
And it captures, I know exactly. Man, this is so good.
Well, it's
saying
just
such
what
good
I
stuff,
feel.
but it's true. And then trying to convey to y'all what it feels like being behind the camera. It's this beautiful creative process for us, but it's beautiful because of y'all, because God has created this beautiful community that y'all have chose to be a part of, that y'all wanted to watch us, of all
me.
people on the internet, to
Silly
be
me.
a part of us and our channel and our YouTube family here. I mean, it's hard to put that into words and what that feels like. It's just multifaceted, and it's such a blessing, and it's so beautiful, and we're so thankful to God that we have this community. But we're thankful to y'all because it wouldn't, yeah, like what you said is true. When you come up with a good idea and it's successful and it helps you earn your living, it does feel like good doggy. But the best thing is just the community, and it's reading comments that said, I needed this today. And it's like, man, God, it makes me feel like God is using us. This is where He wants us.
Yes.
And if we run into people, or we get to meet people, or we interact, via the internet with people, it
does feel like that. The unworthy vessel.
Yeah,
But,
it's so special.
here I
Like,
am.
that's the biggest thing. Like at the bottom line, at the end of the day, it's for us. And we really can say this genuinely. It's not about the views. It's not about the money. It's about the community, and it's about this rich community of we're praying for y'all, you're praying for us, and man, it's just amazing.
And the ability to share something that I think is important and might help somebody.
That's one of the best things is the importance of getting to share something. But then too, when we just think stuff is cool and we think stuff is pretty, and we get to say, hey friends, you want to just come be my friend for the day and let me show you something cool?
Yeah,
That's so
exactly.
fun.
And I will say, I didn't, of course, now it's so funny. I can't do this whole 1,000 videos without mentioning the hardest video that I ever had to make in my entire life. I was sitting right back there, and it was so hard.
I know.
It was the hardest thing I've ever done. I thought, oh my gosh, these people that I've made this community around, and they think and of course I am a good person, but we all make mistakes. And so I had to make this video, and I just blatantly come right out and said, I'm pregnant. And I didn't mean to be, and it didn't work out, and well, I didn't say that then, but that's just what has happened since. And I was just so worried about all of it. And if I could just only see just a less than, a year and however much change, just a few 50 feet over here in another part of the yard, I'm like, what I feel now, that's the best video of my entire life, because that started the best thing that ever happened to me, which was my son. But it was born out of the hardest thing I thought I ever had to do.
But y'all stuck by us.
You did stick by us. And I had so many loving people reach out to me and love me and wrap me in their prayers and support. And for that, I will never be able to thank you enough. And I will never forget each and every one of you who did that. And I'm thankful for that. And so while that seemed like the worst video I'd ever made, or the hardest video, I can now say that was the beginning of the real life that I live now. The best video that I could have possibly made.
Absolutely.
And God did that. The mighty God that I serve, He did that. And praise be unto Him, for He is worthy of our praise. And it's amazing how God will take you from what you think your perspective is, and maybe what your experience truly is in the valley. And when He puts you up on the mountain, He gives you many blessings while you're there, but I think one of the biggest blessings that He gives you is an understanding of where He brought you from. Because that does two things. That makes you feel good about yourself, because you think, well, I guess I had to be willing, so that makes me feel good, even if the only thing I contributed to what God has done for me is to be willing to let me do, be willing to let Him do that with me, but it also draws you closer to him.
Yeah, it strengthens your faith.
And to get to do all that, but then to be able to do all that on YouTube and have the support.
And share.
And I felt those prayers during my pregnancy.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what got me through, because there was some tough things ahead of me. And I made friends out of that. And I made connections out of that. And that's just what it's all about. You know?
I feel the same way, especially when look, y'all, your prayers is what got me through the delivery. Just trust me. And there was someone who had emailed Mom who said, and you know, I didn't announce him what he was born in, so people didn't know, but there was someone a man who had emailed her and said, you know, there was just something about that, you know, I woke up this morning and it was the morning Woody was born very early, and I just felt really impressed upon me to pray for Corey. And I was like, I needed that. All those prayers was what got me through, because that was, you know, very difficult. But it's just this, I mean, it's just amazing. Oh my gosh, we got to go in this beautiful community.
I can hear it. I think that's the rain.
Yes, it is. We just can't thank you enough for helping us get past 1,000 videos, almost at that 100,000 subs. It's just amazing. The community, it's such a blessing. We love you. We thank you.
And here's to 1,000 more.
Here's to 1,000 more. We're just gonna keep trucking, y'all.
We will keep trucking, and we'll catch you real soon, like tomorrow soon, at our next video, and we'll just keep adding to. You never know, maybe per 1,000 we'll make another video, 2,000 videos, 3,000 videos. We'll see what God has in store, what His plans are.
And hey, if we make it to 100,000 subs, we're gonna make a video about that too.
Yeah, and right now I think God's plans are to water the plants. So we gotta go.
God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.